So for number 3, we'll read that one out loud. So join me right now. Ready? Hith naba'u ha mith naba'im b'shem Adonai vayahalaluhu. Okay, good. So hith naba'u. You know the stem, don't you? Hith pile. Okay. Now I have the hey prefix. So remember, there's 4 places the hith pile has the hey visible. With the shurik, this could be perfect or imperative. The infinitive, construct, and absolute don't have that. Okay, so if it's the perfect, that could be 3CP. If it's the imperative, 2MP. Okay, so what does nava mean in the hith pile? To prophesy. So if this is a perfect, then this means what? They prophesied. And this plural noun, ha mith naba'im, it's actually not a noun, but it's functioning as a noun, could then be the subject, right? Now, let's take a look real quickly. Well, actually, here, let's finish this out. If it's the imperative, how would you translate this? Yeah, just a command. Prophesy. You dudes, prophesy, right? Speaking to masculine plural group. All right. Now, look at ha mith naba'im. This is also with that mith prefix, that infix tav. That's also a hith pile, isn't it? But what does the mem tell me? It's got to be the hith pile participle. And with the eem ending, it's masculine plural. And it's got a hey with a doubling dot following it. So that is the article hey, right? So how is this participle functioning if it's got an article hey? Yeah, it seems to be functioning as a noun, right? A substantival participle. The what? The prophets or the prophesying ones? The prophesying ones. Or the ones who are prophesying. Okay? So if this is the subject, how would we translate this as the subject noun with a perfect 3CP? The ones who were prophesying prophesied. B'shem Adonai, in the name of the Lord. Okay? Now, what if this really is an imperative and there's no difference between the two? What would the article's function be here? Because if in an imperative, you're addressing a you, plural, right? Hey, you, prophesy. How would the article be functioning? It'd be vocative. Remember, the vocative use of the article names who you're addressing. It names the addressee, like, O king. Ha melech is not the king, but O king. So how would we translate this? Prophesy, O prophesying ones. Prophesy, you who prophesy, in the name of the Lord. Okay? Now, when I get to the next and last word, which is also my last clause, this is going to commit me one way or the other here. I have vai hallelujah. You see that vai here? That's a WCI. Now the yod with a shava under it, and root 1 has a pathak. Which stems have a vocal shava under the nutty imperfect prefixes? Only 2 of them do this. Only the PL and PUL do this. Which one of these 2 gets the A vowel under root 1? The PL. Okay, so this is a PLWCI. The yod prefix, the shurik on the back end of root 3, that's 3MP. So, excuse me, that's 3MP. So this is a they, and it's past time. So what does that make me want to do with the first verb? How do I want to parse that? I want to parse this as a perfect 3CP because that's a they as well. So they did X and they did Y. Okay? So the prophets prophesied, or the prophesying ones prophesied, and they halaled. They praised. And what's the who? That's a 3ms suffix, right? And they praised whom? They praised him. Who's the him? The Lord. Okay, so they prophesied in his name and they praised him. Okay?
The last verb is past action. Does that also tell you the imperative can be because imperative is like future?
Right, exactly. Something's imperative, it hasn't happened yet, so it is yet future from the time of speaking. That's right. Okay, good. Other questions?
Can we do number 10?
Yeah, let's look at that one. So this is from Samuel, huh? Okay. Was this something I asked you to do, or is this...
Oh, wait. Maybe it wasn't.
It is. I did have you do all 10. Okay, good. Let's read it out loud. Ready? Im yechata ish leish u pilo Elohim ve'im la'adonai yechata ish mi yithpalelo. All right. So what's im? If. And then I have a form. I think he gives you the meaning of this, but it's related to the idea of sinning. Okay, so yechata, if someone sins. Okay, what's the subject? Here it is, ish. If an ish sins, if a man sins, leish. So if a man sins to a man, meaning if a man sins against a man, the u here, it doesn't really mean then, but because I've got a conditional clause that begins with im, I'm going to translate my next clause with a then. If this happens, then pilalu. So this is a pe lamed lamed, which you've seen recently, means what in the PL?
To judge or mediate.
Yeah, to mediate, right? To mediate, not meditate, but mediate. Okay, look at the Keurig under that root 1 pay. Does that look like a cal perfect? Nifal perfect? PL perfect? Yeah, PL perfects can have a Keurig under root 1. I should have a doubling dot here, but why is my doubling dot gone? Squinum Levy. This is a Squinum Levy letter, right? A lamed. What's the issue with Squinum Levy letters? Put a Dagesh Forte in them. Put a vocal Shava under them. What happens? Dagesh Forte frequently falls out. That's what's happened here. So this looks like a PL perfect with a shurik on the end, 3CP. But I have a Vav in front, and we take this as a WCP, which won't have past time semantics. Okay? It's if this happens, then this will happen. Okay? Yes. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes. My bad. Thank you. So it is not 3CP. It's 3MS. Thank you. This is a direct object pronoun. What's the Holam Vav? It's 3MS. Okay? So if this happens, then what? God will mediate him or for him. Okay? So then God will mediate for him or arbitrate for him. But if, va'im, la'adonai yechata ish. But if, here's my subject again, a man sins against God. And notice that against God has been put in front of the verb, so this makes it prominent. But if against God a man sins, who? Me, who, yithpalel lo. Who will intercede for him, right? Who will seek mediation for him? At least where men are concerned, right? You can seek mediation from someone else who's higher, where one man sins against another. But if you sinned against God, there's nowhere else to go to get someone to bring the two parties together. Okay? So that's the idea here.
For the who, Philolo,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know that it's not, I guess this would be context maybe, how do you know it's not to judge him? How do you know it would be mediate for him? Where do you get the for from?
Oh, yeah, I think it really is more contextual, right? You're going from something where there's a possibility for what's favorable to a possibility using a rhetorical question for really for an impossibility, right? For the stakes are higher here. That's the idea. You're moving from the lesser to the greater in terms of seriousness. All right. Good. Any other questions?
So, Dr. Marshall, on the second instance of hata, yet, that's going to be it's just a simple, it's just an imperfect.
Yes. Yeah, these are just imperfect. So if in each case, if a man sins. Now, because you're beginning with if, it's this is a contingent idea, right? Whenever you have conditions might be met or they might not. So it's not a future, it's not just a purely future use of the imperfect, right? So you could say if a man should sin, right? That's a possibility with that conditional im. Okay. Anyone else? We've done most of these. 2, 4, 6. Well, we're all even here. 2, 4, 6. We did 8. We didn't do 9. We have a few minutes. We can do another 1 or 2. Yeah, let's look at 9. So these are directly from the scriptures, and they haven't been doctored up, so as to make them easier. So let's read this. Ready? Elecha Adonai Ekra ve'el Adonai Etchanan. Okay. Now, I have a Elecha first of all. So what do we have here? Elecha. So yeah, this is a preposition el, and attached to it is a pronominal suffix here. Okay. So what does el mean? To or toward. This is the 2ms pronoun ka. So how do I translate that? To you. And then what function does Adonai have here? It's vocative. It's who I'm addressing. So in English, I would say something like, to you, O Lord. To you, O Lord, Ekra. What's my 3 root letters? Kof, Resh, Aleph, prefix Aleph. So what is that parsing going to be for the conjugation? Yep, it's imperfect, and the Aleph prefix is 1 CS. Now I have an I-class vowel with a silent Shiva under root 1. That is the cow. F code, think. Yif code, tif code, tif code, tifkity, F code, ekra. Okay. Why do I have an A-class vowel instead of a holum like F code? Because I've got a guttural here. Gutturals like that A-class vowel. So I will kara. What's kara? To call out, call to, right? To cry out to. So I will call to you, O Lord. To you, O Lord, I will call. Va'el Adonai, and to, same El, and to the Lord. This actually has a first common singular pronominal suffix. So you, if you want, to my Lord. But you know how the substitute word for for Yahweh is Adonai, right? That is the same form here, except this is how it really looks when you see it, and that also could be just translated as the Lord. Okay, so and to the Lord, Eth Hanan. What's that? That's a Hithpael with an Aleph prefix, so it's imperfect 1CS, so just a different stem. What are the three root letters? Hanan, which means to seek favor or mercy, right? Or grace. It's actually to seek grace or favor. So how will I translate this? I will seek grace or seek favor. Okay? So there. He's expressing his intention to look to the Lord in both of these. Okay? All right. Let's see. We have 1 minute. Let's look at number 4 together. Uses the same verb we just saw. Ethchanein. What's that? I will kanan. I will seek favor. Me Adonai. From the Lord. Ki. Because. Again, this is not a verb of speaking. It's not a cognitive verb, right? So it's not giving me the content of thought or speech. It's giving me the reason for the main verb. So because, tov hu. Because, yes, he is good. Good is he. This is an adjective, but it can't be attributive, can it? Because attributive adjectives go where? After the noun, and they agree with it in gender, number, definiteness. This is before the pronoun. So that's a predicate adjective. Good is he, or he is good. V'yig'al othi. And he will, what? Redeem. He will redeem. Ga'al, to redeem, prefix yod. He will redeem. Othi? Me. He will redeem me. Direct object marker with the 1CS pronoun. That is not he will redeem my oats. Okay? Okay, very good. So looking at number 6, we have im yizbahu et habasar hahu yitama'u. Okay, so again, we saw im just a little while ago. What does that mean? If, right? This is a conditional particle. If yizbahu. This is a verb. There's my 3 root letters, zavach, which is related to the word for zevach, which means sacrifice. So if, what's the subject? See the yod prefix? Sure, if they. Okay. What stem is this? This is the good old cal imperfect. 3 MP. If they sacrifice. If they sacrifice what? Et habasar hahu. There's my direct object marker. I don't have to translate it, but I know I have a definite direct object coming, right? What is habasar? Basar? Ooh. This is the flesh, or the meat. Okay, so if they sacrifice the flesh or meat, and then hahu, what is that? Yeah, this is the demonstrative. Is it near or far? It's the far demonstrative. Okay, ze and zot and ele are the near. Okay, so this is the far demonstrative. It's functioning as an attributive adjective. Notice it goes after the noun. It agrees with it in gender, number, and definiteness. Literally, the flesh, the that. So if they sacrifice that flesh or that meat, what will happen? Yit ta ma'u. All right? Now, I have 3 root letters here, but what kind of a dot do I see in the tate here? That is a dagesh forte, which means I have a doubled tate, which stands for possibly a tav, right? Yith tama'u. So this could be a hithpael with a yod prefix and a shurik on the backside, imperfect 3MP from ta ma. What does that mean? The verb tame means to be what? Isn't this in your vocab list? Okay. Yep. It's the 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth verb in your vocab list for 29. It's to be unclean. Okay. That's in the cal, to be unclean. So the PL would mean to make unclean, to be unclean, to defile. And the hithpael would mean to defile oneself. Okay. So how will I translate this? Yitama'u, they will, what? They will defile themselves. Exactly. So they will defile themselves. Anybody have a question about number 6, what we just did? Okay, good. Obviously, the idea here is that there's some kind of meat that is not clean. It's not sanctified, or, not for sacrificing. And if you sacrifice something that's unclean, then you're going to pollute yourself.